Robert Selden Duvall was an American actor, filmmaker, and producer. With a career spanning 7 decades, he received an Academy Award, a BAFTA Award, 4 Golden Globe Awards, 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, a Satellite Award, and a Screen Actors Guild Award. He wasn't just an actor. He was one of the last giants of American cinema. Robert Duvall was born on January 5, 1931, in San Diego, California, the son of a U.S. Navy admiral and a mother who had been an amateur actress. His childhood was strict, structured, and shaped by military discipline, but he never gravitated toward the uniform. He found himself drawn to performance, not the spotlight but the craft. He once said he didn't want to be famous. He wanted to be good. That distinction defined his entire life. He studied drama at Principia College and later trained at the Neighborhood Playhouse in New York under Sanford Meisner, one of the most influential acting teachers in American history. Duvall absorbed Meisner's philosophy: truth above everything, authenticity over theatrics, real human behavior, not performance. That approach became the backbone of his career. Before Hollywood ever cared about him, Duvall was grinding. Stage work, small TV roles, anything that kept him acting. Then came 1962, To Kill a Mockingbird, Boo Radley, a role with almost no dialogue, but one that left a permanent mark on American cinema. Duvall's silent, haunting presence made audiences remember him long after the credits rolled. It was the kind of debut that doesn't make you a star. It makes you undeniable. And throughout the 1960s, he built his reputation as a serious actor's actor. He appeared in many shows like The Twilight Zone, The Outer Limits, The Fugitive, and dozens of other shows. He wasn't quite a household name yet, but inside the industry, people were paying attention. Directors knew he was reliable. Actors knew he was dangerous. He was the kind of performer who could steal a scene without raising his voice. The 1970s was the decade that transformed him from respected to legendary. In 1972, playing Tom Hagen in The Godfather, calm, calculating, loyal, and quietly powerful, he wasn't a loud character, but Duvall made him unforgettable. He brought a stillness to the role that contrasted perfectly with the chaos of the Corleone world. When he returned for The Godfather 2, he solidified himself as one of the defining actors of the era. But behind the scenes, there was tension. When The Godfather Part 3 was announced, Duvall refused to return. The studio offered him far less money than Al Pacino, and Duvall didn't hold back. He said, "If they paid Pacino twice what they paid me, that's fine, but not 3 or 4 times." He walked away, and the film moved forward without him. It became one of the biggest what-ifs in Hollywood history. In 1979, he delivered another iconic performance. Lieutenant Colonel Bill Kilgore in Apocalypse Now, a character so intense, so bizarre, and so magnetic that he became a cultural phenomenon. "I love the smell of napalm in the morning" became one of the most quoted lines in film history. He didn't play Kilgore as a madman. He played him as a man who felt completely at home in the insanity of war, which made the character unforgettable. Throughout the 1980s, Duvall continued to dominate. In 1983, he starred in Tender Mercies, playing a washed-up country singer trying to rebuild his life. It was quiet, raw, and deeply human. The kind of performance that doesn't scream for attention but earns it. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor, finally getting the recognition he had long deserved. Then came Lonesome Dove in 1989, where Duvall played Augustus Gus McCrae. Many actors have played cowboys, but very few have ever embodied the American West the way Robert Duvall did in that role. His fans still argue that Lonesome Dove was the greatest performance of Duvall's career. But Robert Duvall's life was not just defined by his work. He had a reputation for being blunt, stubborn, and unfiltered. He didn't play the Hollywood game. He didn't care about politics, alliances, or pleasing studios. Duvall said exactly what he thought, even when it got him in trouble. He criticized directors he didn't respect. He called out actors he thought were phony. He openly feuded with studios over pay, creative control, and what he saw as disrespect. He once said Hollywood was full of people who pretend to be artists but are really just salesmen. That kind of honesty made him admired by some and disliked by others. But Robert Duvall didn't care because he was real to the core. His personal life had its own turbulence. He married 4 times. To Barbara Benjamin from 1964 to 1975. To Gail Youngs from 1982 to 1986. To Sharon Brophy from 1991 to 1995. And to Luciana Pedraza from 2005 to 2026. His relationships were often intense, passionate, and complicated. He admitted he wasn't always easy to live with. He could be demanding, moody, and consumed by his work. But those who knew him said he was also loyal, generous, and deeply committed to the people he loved. Duvall also faced criticism for comments he made over the years, remarks about politics, gender, and the changing culture of Hollywood. Some saw him as old school, others saw him as out of touch, but he never apologized for being himself. He believed in speaking plainly, even when the world around him shifted. Through the 1990s and 2000s, he continued to deliver powerful performances. The Apostle in 1997, which he wrote, directed, and starred in, earned him another Oscar nomination. Open Range in 2003 showed he could still command the screen with quiet authority. Get Low in 2009 proved he could still break hearts with subtlety and restraint. He also appeared in major films like Deep Impact, A Civil Action, Gone in 60 Seconds, Jack Reacher, and Widows. The Pale Blue Eye was the last movie he played in. Even when he wasn't the lead, he elevated every project he touched. Television wasn't immune to his influence either. Beyond Lonesome Dove, he starred in Broken Trail in 2006, winning a Golden Globe and an Emmy. He brought the same intensity to TV that he brought to film. No shortcuts, no half measures. As he aged, Duvall remained active, sharp, and deeply connected to the craft. He continued acting into his 80s and 90s, refusing to retire. He said acting kept him alive, kept him curious, kept him human. On February 15, 2026, Robert Duvall died at home at the age of 95. His wife, Luciana Pedraza, said he passed peacefully. The news hit Hollywood hard. Tributes poured in from Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Viola Davis, Michael Keaton, Adam Sandler, and countless others. Pacino called him a born actor. De Niro said he was one of the greats. Directors, actors, critics, and fans all agreed. An era had ended. Robert Duvall wasn't a celebrity. He wasn't a brand. He wasn't a performer chasing applause. He was an actor, one of the purest to ever do it. He shaped American cinema. He defined authenticity. He outlasted almost everyone from his generation, and he left behind a body of work that will outlive all of us. His life was complicated. His career was monumental. His legacy is permanent. Robert Duvall didn't just act in movies. He changed them. He elevated them. He made them real. And that's why he will always be remembered. Rest in paradise, Robert Duvall.
Oh, to all my fans, have a happy Thanksgiving and a great year coming up. God bless.
If you were a Robert Duvall fan, please throw me a thumb. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see y'all in the next one.